guys, and welcome on the new Coach Dave Academy Lab Guide. I'm Corentin Guinez, driver for Mercy, and today we are on Okayama, full course for the week 11 of the Falcon Sports Car Series. We are using the Porsche 718 GT4. As usual, first I'm gonna go with the hot lap, and then we're gonna go together about the details about the combo. So yep, let's get started. Alright guys, so if we go for the lap around Okayama with the Porsche, and T1 comes pretty quickly after crossing the start finish line, and as you can see I will just brake after the 100-meter board, and just after I'm going through the Dunlop bridge. So as you can see, crossing the 100-meter board, also getting past the bridge, and then I go on the brakes, trying to make sure that I'm not really going into the ABS, otherwise I will lose quite a lot of rotation. So as you can see, braking, keeping like maybe 10 or 15% of margin on the brakes. So yeah, crossing the bridge, going on the brakes, trying to make sure I optimize the braking, basically by avoiding the ABS, and then I release the brakes as soon as I'm going into the corner. So as you can see, releasing the brakes, trying to find the rotation, getting the curb on the inside. Then just before getting the curb on the inside, as you can see, I'm just going on power to find the rotation, and then I try to make sure that I carry the momentum as much as I can on the exit, but at the same time I need to make sure I don't go full power, because then it's really easy to get some slides on the exit, and also because you have quite a lot of humidity, so I guess it gives the car less grip, I imagine. So yeah, as you can see, then just about trying to open the steering on the exit, and at the same time making sure that I can really put the power in, just keeping a bit of a margin. I'm not going too wide actually, because then I need to quickly go to the right side to prepare the turn 2. So then on the exit, going to the right side, then I'm looking at this like it's the beginning of the curbing on the right side, and a bit before the curb begins, you can see that you have a bit of like you have maybe centimeters of runoff on the left side of the curb. So that's what I'm using as a reference. So as you can see, then putting the car to the right side, I'm putting for maybe 1 or 2 seconds, I'm putting force, but then when I'm getting into the corner, as you can see, dropping to third just when I'm starting to brake. So as you can see, going to the right side, dropping to third, going on the brakes. So like I told you, just when I'm getting close of the beginning of the runoff. So dropping to third, a bit of brakes, trying to hold the brakes to really find the rotation. And then when I'm basically crossing the curbing on the left side, then I'm just going on power, trying to find the momentum, trying to find the rotation. Same as T1, just make sure that you can find the momentum, but at the same time not being too aggressive on the throttle, because then it's really easy to get some sideways moments. And then as you can see, just trying to use all of the track on the exit. Just make sure that you're not running too wide, otherwise you can lose some time with the gravel. I think this time it was quite okay, but if you really go too wide, then it's gonna be maybe 1/10 lost until you reach the next corner. So then we're gonna go through the sort of S's, but nothing to worry about. It's fully flat, and then you will keep the car to the left side, and then I'm going to brake maybe 5 meters before you can see the dust on the grass. So my reference is this thing. I guess it's pretty much it matched the 50 board on the left side, but for me it's too far on the left. I prefer to have my vision closer to the racetrack and the racing line, so I'm just going to brake maybe 5 meters before, maybe a bit more than 5 actually. It's tough to say like that, but yeah, maybe 10 meters, maybe at the 75 actually. Yeah, if I look like that, it almost feels like I'm at the 75. So yeah, maybe 25 meters before. So as you can see, then just keeping a bit of a margin, not braking too much. As you can see, I'm not braking that much for this one. It's pretty much like T1. I'm not going fully on the brakes. I'm really keeping a bit of a margin to really make sure I can find the rotation, especially because on this track you don't have that much grip. So if you really go fully on the brakes and then you just opt to find some grip, it's not going to work. So you really have to make sure you can really optimize the rotation. It's not just about braking late and you're gonna get the rotation. It's really about making sure that you brake maybe a little bit earlier, but then you get the rotation out of the brakes. So yeah, 75 meters on the brakes. Then for this one I will keep third gear. I'm not jumping to second because for me I've always been slower with second, and it feels a lot smoother actually to make it with third. As you can see, releasing the brakes, the more I'm getting into the corner, the more I'm releasing the brakes, and then when I'm in the middle of the corner, close to that point, I'm gonna go on power. As you can see, it goes uphill, so you need to really find to find the power early on. And same as the two corners before, on the exit, just make sure that you can carry the momentum. It's really important because it's quick corners, quick exits, so really need to find the momentum at the exit, but at the same time, just need to make sure I'm not compromising the exit by going too quick actually. So it's really important to build the momentum through the corner and not only just going flat in the middle of it, because it's not going to work. As you can see, then just trying to make sure I can open the steering, and then it makes the exit much more comfortable, because then I just need to basically go full throttle, and then I don't really have to worry about about any sideways stuff or anything. As you can see, then just trying to go really wide on the exit. This thing also gives me a bit more momentum to go through the straight line, and then it's just a straight line, so nothing to really worry about. But as you can see, it's quite long, so it's really important to get a good momentum on the exit of the corner before. And then I'm looking at the 100 meter board on the left side. That's what I'm looking at for the braking. So as you can see, getting past with the left side of the windshield, getting past the board, then smashing the brakes, braking quite a lot at the beginning of this one, because at this time I don't really need to find the rotation. As you can see, then it goes downhill, so it's at that point that I will really try to find the rotation actually, because it's really going to help me actually to find the rotation when it goes downhill. So as you can see, from now it's just about slowing down the car and keep the car straight. And then as you can see, when I'm getting past the 50 meter board, then I will start to release the brakes, turn to the right, and then when I'm really going into the deep, I will just release the brakes to really find the momentum. I will drop to second, and then as you can see, just trying to really lick the curb on the inside, but I'm trying to not go too much over the curb, because now I guess you have you know that, but we have the 3D curbs around Okayama. We're gonna have the 3D curbs as well on new tracks for the next season. But yeah, so far on Okayama now, you have to make sure you are not going too much on the curbs, especially when you are going on power with those big curbs. I think curbs like that are the worst ones, because around Okayama you have two types of curbs. You have bigger ones, and then you have some sort of flat curbs. But yeah, on those ones, if you go on the more curved curbs, then it can be pretty awful to go on power. So yeah, just make sure you are just licking the curb, but without being too aggressive. So as you can see, I think I'm just actually running a little bit of curbing when I'm on the brakes and a little bit when I'm on throttle, but when I'm really putting the most of the throttle, I'm just riding the white line. Then as you can see on the exit, I think it's a pretty good camera to show you that. I'm not going too wide, I'm trying to stay quite tight, because then you have the next corner which comes pretty quickly after, and for this corner I need to move completely to the right. So as you can see, going to the right, I will drop to, I think I stay with third for this one, so no need to drop to second. Then as you can see, when I'm getting completely to the right, going on the brakes, no need to go massively on the brakes, just about finding just about to find the rotation and slow down a little bit the car, but you don't need massive brake inputs. So as you can see with third gear, getting the curbing on the inside, just trying to not get too much curbing on the inside as well, because it can make the car bounce a little bit, or maybe you can get an off track if you're going too deep into the corner. So as you can see, I'm running all of the curbing on the apex, but then I'm not using much more than that. And then just before getting into the corner, as you can see, just before the curb, going on power, trying to find the rotation. It's pretty much the same thing I'm doing all the time with this car. Then for the exit, you can run quite a lot of track. You can almost run a little bit of gravel. I think it's not enough track, and it gives you some more momentum, because then if you had to stay really in the track limits, you would have need to just use less throttle, so then you will have less momentum on the exit. So yeah, this gives you a bit more momentum. This gives you a little bit of time as well, as you can imagine, because you don't have to be patient with the throttle really on the exit. And also because it gives you better angles to approach the next one. As you can see, I'm really deep on the outside, so then I just need to get this cabbing on the entry, and then I can really have a good racing line and carry more speed through the next left one. So then as you can see, just with third gear once again for this one, just I'm on the complete right side of the track, on the right side of the white line. And then as you can see, when I'm close to get on the curb, I'm going on the brakes. I'm not even on the curb, that I'm already on the brakes. No need massive brake inputs, just about like the corner before, making sure that you slow down a little bit the car, find the rotation for this one. And then you really have to optimize the exit for this one. As you can see, really aggressively on power, so I'm almost full on power in the middle of the corner. As you can see, just lifting a little bit to make sure I'm avoiding a tiny bit of wheel spin, but apart from that, it's fully on power. I'm not really taking that much curb for this one, actually, because I don't think it really helps sometimes. Like I told you in the airplane, like if you go on power and you ride those curvy curbs, then it feels pretty awful in my opinion. So yeah, then for the exit of this one, just make sure you run all of the track. So basically you can run the curbing and the sort of runoff, the green curb. And then we approach the trickiest. Is really difficult to approach those ones, because you have to carry a lot of speed into those ones, but at the same time you have to make sure that you are not you don't overshoot, at least the entry of this one. So I'm gonna use the 50-meter board, going on the brakes. And then for this one, it's really important to be smooth on the brakes. At the end, you're gonna have to drop to second. So then if you release the brakes too quickly, you will just lock the rears and maybe spin or have some snap oversteer. So the idea there is to really make sure you are really smooth on the brakes. That's the main thing for the entry of this one, because then if you don't do that, you will ruin all the lap you have done so far. Plus you will lose quite a big time into this one, because it's just about really carrying momentums through the S's. So yeah, as you can see, 50-meter board, going on the brakes, I will jump to second, putting the car into the corner, just trying to make sure I can really stay as tight as I can. So as you can see, even on the exit, I'm not going full on power until I really have the steering open. And as you can see, then when the steering is almost fully open, at least when I have a really marginal amount of steering angle, I'm going fully on power. So as you can see, I'm just to show you again the brakes. I forgot a little bit to talk to you about the brakes and to show you at least. As you can see, I'm really holding the brakes. And most of the corner, I could have already been on the throttle, or at least of the brakes. But yeah, as you can see, I'm really holding the brakes, just trying to make sure I'm not locking the rears. And then, as you can see, like I told you before, on power, opening the steering, then moving to the left. And then as soon as I'm on the left, when I'm diving into the corner, going on the brakes, slight amount of brakes, no need to brake that much, just about to find the rotation and slow down a little bit the car. And as you can see, when I'm into the corner, going on power, doing pretty much the same, trying to have a tight exit. And then on the very exit, I just try to open the steering, go fully on power, use the curb on the exit, and then we approach the last two corners. So when you basically get past the, I guess it's a sort of Marshall post. So basically when you go past this thing, dive into the corner, just need to lift for this one, no need to brake. This one is fourth gear corner. I'm putting the force in just before heading into the corner. So as you can see, just a bit of lift. You can use quite a lot of track. As you can see, as soon as you don't cross the white line, it's fine. As you can see, I think I have a little bit of margin. I'm almost riding the curb. I don't even know if I'm actually going on the curb on the yellow line. Yeah, I think it's really close. So I think as soon as you don't really drive on the yellow line, you are fine. But yeah, just make sure you keep a bit of a margin just in case, because this is not enough track. It's slow down, I think. So yeah, best thing is to maybe go a bit wider, but avoid the slowdown, because I guess you guys know how harsh are the slowdowns on iRacing. So yeah, just play with the limits, but don't play too much with them, otherwise you will get punished pretty badly. And then on the exit, when the car is settled and I'm back on the track, I'm not trying to go really fully on power, because I don't really have the downforce at the front to really have the possibility to go fully on power on the exit. So I'm just trying to hold the throttle all the time, trying to keep it smooth. And then as you can see, when I arrive on the outside, just trying to run as much track as I can. So I'm almost running a tiny bit of gravel. I think I have some of the left wheels on the gravel. Not really, actually. I thought it was a bit more, but yeah, I think I have a bit of a tiny bit of the tires into the gravel, but actually it's fine. It doesn't make the car any loose. So as you can see, then just using a bit of gravel, same as the double left we saw earlier. It's not enough track, so you can reuse these to really optimize the lap, actually. And then as you can see, when I'm going off this green stuff, going on the brakes, trying to not go too deep into the brakes, because I really need to carry the momentum through this one, and I don't need to slow down massively the car as well, just about to find the rotation. And then as you can see, when I'm getting into the corner, releasing the brakes, and then just before hitting the apex, going on power, trying to find the momentum. And then you can use all of the curbing on the exit. Just try to make sure you are not going into the gravel. And we are done for the lap around Okayama with the Porsche 718 GT4. Alright guys, we are done for today. That was the week 11 of the Falcon Sports Car series. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and join the Coach Dev Academy Discord server if you have any questions about the work we are making. And I see you for the last week of the season next week. Bye bye.